Hi everyone, welcome back to Pure Girl, episode 3. So, it's currently lunchtime, and Satoru, our main character, is trying to find someone he can eat with. And the usual male classmate that he eats with is busy with sports, and it's because a major sports competition is coming up. So he chooses to eat with the most antisocial student in class, this girl, Yogiri Kuchifusa. And she's so antisocial that she sits away from everyone else in the dark corner in the back of the classroom. So when he just went up to her, he tried to find some way to engage in a conversation with Yogiri, but Yogiri refuses to budge, and now she's threatening Satoru to throw him out the window if he continues to bother her. So let's see how it goes from here.
大丈夫。私スプラッタ映画を見ながらでも食事ができるタイプだから。
So when Yogiri literally opened the window, Satoru was like, "Hey, you can't do that, and you can't throw me out here. It's the second floor." And for Yogiri's like, "Well, I don't care. I'm interested in watching your guts splatter all over the floor." And that's quite cruel. That mince premise. Well, I mean, are you going to keep eating even after I fall out? Wait, it's my life.
子供の頃に教わらなかった？ご飯は残さず食べましょうって。
So, do you learn as a little kid that you have to eat everything? You can't leave one speck of rice behind? Didn't you tell me that is also important? Okay, so she closes the window and they continue to eat. Okay, it's a joke.
今のは？あなたの存在がの間違いじゃなくて？
Well, I'm sure your whole existence is a joke. Well, come on. You're saying something really cruel, you know.
星月も相当ひどいと思うけれど。
Well, I think you are cruel yourself, Hoshizuki-kun. So the face that dumps your head. Okay, so is it alright? So even if we eat lunch together... So Kuchifusa looks around, and the girls that were looking at me earlier seem to be unusual, and they turn away. So they go, "Well, we have no business with this, so keep us out of this loop." So seeing that, Kuchifusa exhales one sigh.
勝手にすれば？どうせ私が言っても聞かないんでしょうし。
Well, I don't like this, and I had to do it myself. Okay, well, I'll let you do that. And I wonder if she can look cute. So even though she looks cute, her expressions make her look very uncute. Well, I wish I could show it to everyone more.
何？ハンマーでぺしゃんこにされたヒラメみたいな顔して。
So what is it? With a hammer-like face that looks like a flounder. Oh, well, thank you for that little cute expression, momentarily. Well, I think Satoru brought it too far. Well, please do. Okay, well, so thank you for your concern. Now, I'm just going to leave.
星月。
And as he goes outside, he gets the attention of other female students. Okay, so it's after school now. And when I thought about going home, a girl in the class called out to me. So she was asking about my experience interacting with Kuchifusa. So what is it?
何ってお昼のことだよ。口房さんと何喋ってたの?
So I was going to ask you about lunch. So what did you talk about with that Kuchifusa girl? Well, you know, problems with so pensions, finance, inflation, deflation, basically all these economic policies and the plans for tax increases. And it's obvious that he didn't talk about any of this to Yogiri, but he's just coming up with something that sounds pretty reasonable and is not going to generate any more questions from this classmate girl.
さすが秀才さんは話すことが違うね。
So as expected, so Hoshizuki speaks very differently. Well, I'm out of focus.
わかってるよ。星月がそんな高尚な話題できるはずないもんね。
Well, I know. I can't say that Hoshizuki can talk about such a lofty theme. Well, anyways, my grade is in the middle. So even if I say the content of the story is just a chat. So it's like, well, even if I tell her what I really talked about with Kuchifusa, it wouldn't be much because it was just a little discussion.
まあ、私も正直そっちに興味はないし。
Well, I do agree. I'm not really interested in the content. Then why do you want to ask me then?
仲良くなってたみたいだから、すごいなって。
But you know, it's kind of unusual for someone like her to have friends. So, it itself is quite an experience. So what's going on? I just spoke normally.
星月って物おじしないよね。
But you know, you're quite brave. So you're able to withstand all of those negative insults that she would throw at people. Well, I'm praised. Well, I'll think. So that Kuchifusa lady, she's floating in class. So on the way home, I was thinking about all this. So the fact that people would praise him for being able to break the ice wall with Yogiri. Well, until now, I didn't really care about the classroom. And maybe I should try and invite her to lunch again. Well, maybe I just didn't have a chance to speak. But anyways, he's now back home and... So when I enter the living room while calling out...
おかえりなさい、悟お兄ちゃん。
And for some reason, Miyako is home with Satoru and Sora. So Miyako, you came here?
お邪魔してます。
Yes. Well, I'm sorry that I'm bothering you. So it is normal for Miyako to come over to play with Sora. Or like, it's normal for... Oh, so it's like, well, it's normal for Sora to go over to Miyako's place and play with her, but the opposite is quite rare, so Miyako coming over to their place to play with Sora. Or rather, it is quite hard to invite them. And I think it's because their house isn't that big, it's not that special, so it doesn't really feel good to treat your guests to a home that looks kind of plain. And I wonder, so it was easy to call you over, Miyako? And where's Sora, by the way?
飲み物がないから買ってくるってさっき出て行っちゃった。
Oh, so Sora-chan went to buy some drinks. We want some refreshments and... Okay, so... But then again, it's quite bad to leave you alone here while she goes out to buy drinks.
違うよ。私が暑さでちょっとバテてたから、ソラちゃん気を使って一人で。
Well, it's okay. So it was quite hot outside. So Sora-chan was being very generous to let me stay here instead of being in the sun while she went to buy drinks. Well, that's good. Well, that's why it's it's nice to have a person like Miyako here. Well, I want to return some kind of kindness to this girl. Okay, so you look kind of tired, so how about you eat something?
いいよ、お構いなく。
So, is it okay? Well, you don't have to say that. So, I'm not a demon as much as I feel my sister's neglected play. So I think it's like, well, I'm trying to be a better host than my sister. So, while Sora leaves Miyako alone in the house, I try to find something to get Miyako interested and involved. So she's not really like someone that's in the waiting room for minutes or even hours until the host returns. And when he looks inside the refrigerator, he finds nothing that he can serve Miyako. Uh-oh. So I have ice cream. So do you want to have cold food?
私、飴なら持ってるから。
I have candy. Oh, so you like candy? Okay.
チュッパチャプス。サトルお兄ちゃんも食べる？
So I want to eat the Chupa Chups lollipop. So do you want to have one as well, Satoru Oni-chan? Okay, so I'll have some. So while Miyako nods, let's see, she puts her bag down on the floor and then she picks up the Chupa Chups lollipop from inside.
何味がいい？いろいろあるよ。ストロベリーにマスカット、パインにミント。
So, what's your favorite flavor? I have lots of flavors. So, strawberry, muscat, pine, mint, pineapple.
イチジクにイヨカンにコーラ、ソーダ、ラムネの定番トリオも。あ、もちろんブルーベリーとヨーグルトもあるよ。
So I also have fig, Eocon, Coke soda. Oh, the trio of classic flavors, and plus some blueberries and yogurt flavored. So lots of flavors for you to pick. So Miyako gladly takes out all the flavors while saying something. I don't really mind Miyako, so you can give me any flavor you want.
そうだ。最近出たのでフルーツポンチ味とか、男の人向けには極上カルビやアルベキウインナー味もあるよ。
Oh, so I just remembered there are some new flavors being released. So the fruit flavors, the fruit punch, the Calvi, and the coarse grind winner. I'm not sure what those flavors are. Well, I feel like the last two, those are quite special, and I don't think I'm ready to experience or try out flavors that have a ridiculous name. well, it is inevitable that I'll end up with one of those flavors eventually. Okay, so I chose one. Oh, so okay, so he's gonna try one of the new exquisite flavors. So the Calvi.
Ooh, 冒険者だね.
Ooh, wow, so you're an adventurer. But then again, it's like, well, I can try to avoid it, but I'm sure eventually I'll end up having to eat one of these interesting flavors. So I'll just go with the interesting stuff for time being. And I think this kind of place for me is useless. So together with Miyako, we unwrap the candy and we start to lick on it.
Now, this is not one great big hole.
Hi everyone. So unfortunately, I had to cut out a big part. So if you remember from Purino Party, when we're introduced to this character, Miyako, she mentions that she likes to lick candy, and that was what happened next. In that scene, the image was one of the prizes that you get in the Purino Party puzzle game. So what actually happens is that as Miyako's licking the lollipops with Satoru, she starts to make all these inappropriate, lewd comments, and they're quite suggestive. And it does question Satoru about, so what's going on? So why are you making these comments, and what are you thinking of? And it kept continuing until Sora is back with all the refreshments, and you can see here that she's obviously upset, and she's yelling at both Miyako and Satoru. So let's hear her loud, upset voice with... Sora? So she comes back, she shouts, and it gets both of their attention, and they both got a jolt. Well, I just ran out of breath. I'm kind of scared.
何って、サトルお兄ちゃんと飴を舐めてただけだよ。
You see, so we're not doing anything that's quite... I don't know how to say it. But it's like, well, I'm just licking candy with Satoru Oni-chan, so nothing special. Wait, candy?
ソラちゃんも舐める?
So, yeah. And do you want to join us, Sora-chan? So I have extra lollipops for you. So saying so, Miyako offers Sora with a Chupa Chops lollipop while having a normal face, giving no suspicions. And the mysterious atmosphere that was just here before vanished just now.
そんじゃ、空ももらおうかな。
Well, I guess I should be doing it too. Okay, so I'll give this one to you then. So I open up a candy or a lollipop and hand it over to Sora. Oh, see?
いいよ。
It's okay. Oh, come on. So it's okay. So you want to eat it, and then you can play with Miyako later?
でも、
And I think Satoru just shoved it in Sora's mouth. Like, here, have it. Okay, so I put in the candy into Sora's mouth. No questions, no objections. There you go. Okay, yes, I forced it into her mouth, so have it. Hey, so you don't have to worry about me, okay? That's good. Well, I think he's going to choke Sora, and that's bad. So... And so it was. I pushed the embarrassed Sora into the next room. Wait, I think Sora is choking on the lollipop thanks to Satoru.
Satoru お兄ちゃん?
Well, that's how it is. So, you can go play with... Okay, so, you can go play with Sora in the next room. I have homework to do. Okay.
わかった。頑張ってね、Satoru お兄ちゃん。
Okay, I see. So good luck, Satoru Oni-chan. Okay, so Miyako goes into the next room and plays with Sora. Though she does look kind of confused about what just happened. Well, I did manage to get rid of the crisis. And more importantly, the noise. Well, there's no way. So I can't believe Miyako would be licking lollipop in a special, suggestive way. Well, I better be careful and not to make them do it outside. So I better be careful of Miyako. I hope she doesn't do this in public. It's going to be really embarrassing for her and maybe me. And then I noticed the wrapping of the candy in my hand. So, it's the lollipop that he forced into Sora's mouth. And on the package... Okay, so on the package it says... So, grain is very popular. This, coarse ground grinder taste.
うわ、なにこの飴、すごい味だよ。
So I wonder what it tastes like. So I hope it's not some flavor that's quite suggestive and not appropriate for kids.
あれ、ダメだった？いや、すっごいイケてる。もう一本ないかな。
So in the next room, he can hear a discussion going on. It's like, so what's this flavor? And then Miyako's like, oh, you mean this? So is it bad? And for Sora's like, no, it's good. So do you have more of these? Well, whatever. Is an ant. Yes. So it's kind of like you put in the wrong condiments on a dish. So I'm putting mayonnaise into some seaweed stew. Or more like you put mayo in sushi. So I want you to do my homework. I got it done. And I try my best to ignore all those loud noises from my sister, Sora.
送ってくれてありがとう、Satoru お兄ちゃん。
Okay, so it's now the afternoon, and Satoru is going to send Miyako home. And Miyako's like, well, thank you very much for sending me home, Satoru Oni-chan. Don't worry. So, is it okay for you to go off from here? So, is it okay for me to drop you here and then you continue your way home? So, in the morning, I come to... Or this is the place where I always meet with Miyako in the morning, so... It shouldn't be that different. But then again, to confirm, I ask Miyako. And it was getting dark, so... I think it might be better if I continue her a bit more and drop her off at the the front door of her house.
ありがとう。ここからはうちまで人通りも多いから大丈夫だよ。
Well, don't worry, it's okay. So there are many people here, and you won't have to be afraid of strangers kidnapping me. So the place where Miyako lives is a bit far from school, so it can be treacherous going to and from school from Miyako's home.
でもその分静かでいいところだから。
But the benefit is that it's a nice and quiet place to live. Yeah, that's true. So I nodded, and so did Miyako, in a very ticklish way. So after all, it is good to have a quiet place. You can relieve yourself from all the noise, all the chaos that's going on. And after all, that Chupa Chop's case is overconsciousness. Is that right? Well, just be careful. So, if anything goes wrong, call me, okay?
ありがとう、サトルお兄ちゃん。また明日の朝ここで会おうね。
Okay, thanks, Satoru Oni-chan. So, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay, well, see you again, Miyako. So I shake hands with Miyako and I part with her. So after walking for a while, I turn around and look at Miyako. And Miyako's still looking at me. So when she notices my gaze, I wave my hand in front of my Okay, so he waves at her. And then I turn my head back around and walk. And he can sense that Miyako's still looking at him. So I stop and look back. Miyako is still there. So when I made a gesture to Miyako saying, "Oh well, just go home," Miyako nods. So like, I told her that it's okay if I leave her, or she's okay with me leaving her here. And when I walk off, it's quite strange that she keeps looking at me. So, and I confirm the surroundings to be stubborn. Like I check the surroundings and there's nothing wrong. So she puts on her hat and goes home. Well, I'm not sure when to break up. Well, it's kind of like you're on a call and you don't know when to hang up even after, well, thank you very much, I'll see you later. So it's alright for me to make friends with someone like Miyako. Well, then again, I am the Satoru Oni-chan. Where I think it's like, well, I am concerned about why she addresses me by Satoru Oni-chan, even though I'm not her official brother. But it is dangerous to watch Miyako. Well, anyways, I better go home because dinner's coming. And I'm sure Dad will be back from his business trip. So I finished dinner with my family, and it's been a long time since we had dinner together, and I was watching TV while waiting for my bath.
サトル、母さんちょっとビール買いにスーパー行ってくるから、お父さんが出たらさっさとお風呂入っちゃってよ。
Okay, so the mom's like, "Oh, so Satoru, your mom's gonna go out and buy some beer at the supermarket. So if Dad comes out, go ahead. It'll be your turn next." Okay, so, can you add Coke to your purchase? So I want the Coca-Cola. So the mom goes out with her thumbs up, and then she puts her cheek on her head again and goes to the TV. Or like I just go over to the TV. So I was vaguely watching TV, and my mind was starting to calculate. So now, let's sort out the current situation. So number one, the dad is currently in the bath. The mom is out shopping. And my sister Sora is playing on the computer in my room. And for Wataru, he's in the living room watching TV, and it's like, well, it's kind of a busy night, lots of stuff going on. So based on the rules of thumb so far, this is, or like the time to be free is 15 more minutes. So once I enter the bath, I'll be all free, but based on the pacing that Dad takes his bath, I'm sure it'll take about 15 minutes for him to get out. Okay. So it was a good day, but then again, with that Kuchifusa, and for some reason, he went to find some of his H books, his porn books somewhere. So I might as well sneak into the restroom with this. What? Okay, so he's gonna read his inappropriate H books while going to the restroom. But then again, the toilet is stinky, obviously. And it sounds wrong. Well, so it's like, well, it's been a while since I went through these books, so I guess so I have to make sure I don't leave any trace of evidence behind when I read stuff like this. So make it so that nobody can find out, or nobody will become suspicious about what's going on. Okay, so for the time being, I just want to look at the cover. Well, I wish. So if I did have my own room, it would have been okay. So, if you noticed, Satoru, Sora, and the family are living in a traditional style building. It's filled with tatami mats, and it's obviously true that their residence isn't really special. It's small, and there are not many rooms that they can have to themselves. So I'm pretty sure Satoru shares his bedroom with Sora. They sleep together, and it would be really hard for Satoru to do something and not be noticed. And he opens up his H book and starts looking through it. Except for the fact that Sora just barges into the living room and is like, "Hey, Nii-chan, something's wrong." Wait, what? What is it? Emergency! The computer went crazy! Wait, so why are you rolling on the floor? Nothing? So, Satoru's trying to hide his H book from Sora, and he's trying his best to move in a way where it's not obvious that something is wrong. And I'm sure he's trying to look for a way or a place to stuff his book before Sora finds out. Okay, so he hides it on his stomach, and he sits upright, like I'll say like in school style. Oh, so what happened to the computer then?
そうなんかフリーズしたまま動かなくなったんだよ。
Well, something went wrong, so, it just froze and doesn't work properly. Wait, okay, so let me go check it out.
ほい。
Okay. So, I get a pass from, or a no paso from Sora. Okay, so he goes to the computer and he sees that, so this browser is hanging. It's taking forever to load a web page. And I wonder what kind of browser it is. Well, based on my experience, the Microsoft browsers load slowly, especially with the legacy Internet Explorer. But then again, that browser is starting to be phased out. So I think that's what Sora's using to open up some web page, and because there are so many objects to load, it's starting to hang. So he tries to click, tries to use the keyboard, and it doesn't respond. Well, to be exact, it's a very heavy state. So what do you do to this computer? So why is it frozen?
普通にインターネットをしてただけだよ。
Well, I was just watching the internet, or I was just browsing the internet, so... I suppose there's something more to this, especially with Sora's kind of attitude, or how she responds. So while wandering, I try to find the problem, and try to find some solution.
大丈夫？
So is it okay then? So I feel that you're opening some weird link or clicking on some weird icon, and it isn't a very stable program, and it's probably a virus that's overworking the resources to crash the computer.
治るよね。治らなかったらお父さんに怒られるよ。
But you know, if you get rid of it, if you don't recover it, then Dad will be mad. So even though I'm the only one who uses this computer, the owner of this computer is Dad. Well, it's okay, so I'm here, I'll fix it up. So as work progressed, the screen suddenly changed and the browser started loading the page. Oh, so it looks like it's moving now. So now it's responding.
よかった。
So, well, just give the computer some time to load the page and it'll work out. So what page are you looking at? Hi everyone. So, unfortunately, I had to cut out some more, and I really wanted to show you what happens in this little drama act, but the content is way too inappropriate to show here. So what happens is that the reason why the computer took so much time to load is because Sora was watching a porn video, and when the video loaded, it was making Sora embarrassed, and at the same time, Satoru was watching what Sora was watching, and Sora tried to grab the computer away from Satoru's like, no, don't look at it. You can't look at this. And it went to like a little fight with both of them trying to gain control of the computer. And the video, it was nice and loud to the point where anybody in the house can hear what's going on. But then the mom is shopping and the dad's in the bath. So Sora tries to shut the video off before anyone else hears it. And she tries to pull the plug in an attempt to shut down the computer. But because the computer is a laptop, it just goes to battery power. So in a sense, the video continues to run with all those loud and embarrassing voices. And in the end, Sora solves the problem by throwing the computer out the window and onto the ground. And even though she was able to shut the video off, she also destroyed the computer. And we just learned that the computer belongs to the dad. So what happens next is that the dad, he hears the loud arguments and the thud, and he comes out of his bath. And here we see that, well, so the dad scolds both Sora and Satoru for destroying the computer. So anyways, let's see how they are going to get out of this mess. Okay, so it's the next day, and I'm going to go ahead and stop here for this episode. So we'll see what they're going to do to address the damaged or broken computer caused by Sora in her attempt to get the video to be closed. And I wonder how Sora was able to successfully watch porn videos in the past, or maybe because of headsets. But then again, Satoru's not in the clean waters as well, because he hides porn magazines in different parts of the bookshelf, and he was reading one until Sora called Satoru for an emergency. But that's what they have to do to work around living in a small house with tatami mats. But then again, if you have played Purino Party or heard about this title Pure Girl, you'll see that eventually they will move into a different residence. And that is coming up sometime in the future. And with that in mind, I will see you in the next episode.